On the afternoon of June 28, 2025, a man living in Spalding Township, Michigan, made a grim discovery. He was cleaning out the house he once shared with a former roommate when he opened a trapdoor hatch in the floor, an old access point to the home's crawl space. The smell hit him first. Inside, lying twisted beneath the floorboards, was a woman's body, severely decomposed, folded into a cramped corner. He called police, and within hours, the area was swarming with investigators and hazmat teams. The victim was soon identified as Valerie Basner, his former roommate, who had reportedly been missing for several days. What made the case strange wasn't just where her body was found, but how long she had been there, and how nobody noticed. There was no blood, no trauma to the body. The cause of death wasn't immediately clear. An autopsy showed no signs of foul play. No broken bones, no stab wounds, just light bruising on her arms and knees, like she may have fallen or crawled. Her phone was missing, and oddly, the landline in the home had its cord cut cleanly at the base. Some speculated she may have gone down there on her own, maybe to hide, maybe to escape something. But the question remains, why didn't she ever come back out? And if it was an accident, who cut the phone line? Story 2. The Zizians Tragedy. In the early months of 2025, a group calling themselves the Zizians began making headlines, but not for the reasons anyone expected. To most people online, the Zizians were just another niche philosophy group, a mix of rationalist thinkers, AI researchers, and self-described intellectuals who believed in radical honesty, collective living, and hyper-rational ethics. But what started as ideas in obscure forums and invite-only Discord servers quickly grew into something much darker. The Zizians bought homes together. They isolated from the outside world. They built their own internal economy, their own rules. And most chilling of all, their own justice system. The deeper you look, the worse it gets. By mid-January, former members began leaking information, describing forced sleep deprivation rituals, public confessions where members were shamed and punished, and disturbing AI-led moral calculations, where people's worth was ranked based on arbitrary metrics. But then, things turned violent. In February, an elderly man who rented one of his homes to a small Zizian group in upstate New York tried to evict them after multiple complaints from neighbors. He was later found severely beaten in the front yard, suffering from multiple head injuries. He never regained consciousness. Inside the home, police discovered walls covered in scribbled manifestos, diagrams of decision-making matrices, surveillance monitors aimed not outward, but at other members inside the house. Every room was wired. One bedroom had no bed, just a mattress on the floor and a single red light bulb. There was a list of daily ethics drills taped to the wall. One drill read, "Confess 3 private immoral thoughts before sunrise." Investigators found biometric scanners on the doors and an internal ranking system where members would vote each other up or down depending on daily behavior. Falling too low on the scale meant punishment, isolation, loss of food privileges, or a full blackout. At least 3 members have since died under mysterious circumstances. One of them, a former AI safety researcher from a major Silicon Valley company, was found dead in an Airbnb weeks later, surrounded by notebooks filled with the same symbols found in the Zizian house. Former members say the ideology was like a virus. Once inside, it was hard to escape. They weren't trying to take over the world. They were trying to optimize it. But the price was too high. By the time authorities began formal investigations, many of the Zizians had vanished. The original servers wiped. Their homes sold. Online accounts deleted. And today, no one really knows how many of them are still out there. The skeleton behind Morrison's, UK, 2025. In March 2025, a passerby trudging through Festival Park in Stoke-on-Trent noticed something buried in low brush behind a Morrison's supermarket. Being a shortcut mostly overlooked, he thought little of it until he got closer. At around 3:40 p.m. on March 2nd, the man realized the shape wasn't trash, it was bone, a human skeleton almost fully exposed, lying in plain sight near a footpath thousands traverse every week. No clothing, no belongings, nothing but bleached bone among leaves. Emergency services arrived within minutes. Staffordshire police quickly cordoned off the scene. Investigators erected a forensics tent, and teams including botanists, archaeologists, and anthropologists were called in to comb the area thoroughly. 4 police cars, a blue tent, forensic officers in white suits. Visible evidence this was no casual discovery. The site was treated as an unexplained death investigation. How could a skeleton lay undiscovered in an area that had been routinely cleaned, landscaped, and walked each day? Police confirmed that city crews had cleared that same space just months earlier. The victim's identity was unknown. Police had no match with local missing persons. There was no clothing, no luggage, no ID, nothing to indicate age, gender, background. One detective later said, "The remains were so stripped, we couldn't even determine the victim's sex at first." Investigation analysis continued. Experts examined soil layers, leaf debris, insect activity. The goal? Estimate time since death, whether the body was moved or decomposed in place. Rumors swirled. Some said an estranged missing person, others whispered of a homeless person who vanished in winter. But Staffordshire police had made it clear, this is an unexplained death. Days passed. Identification came slowly, but by mid-April, local media revealed a name, Darren Green, age 42. DNA had confirmed it. No timeline was confirmed, no cause of death released, no suspects identified. Theories remain unresolved. Was he killed elsewhere and placed there later? Or did he wander off and end up forgotten beneath the brush? Today, a quiet tension hangs over that part of Festival Park, a green space now associated with the worst kind of anonymity, lying in plain sight, among the ordinary, unnoticed, unfound. How long had Darren Green watched others walk past before someone looked back? Story 4. The Box Demon. North York County, Pennsylvania, 2025. At 4 a.m. on March 13, 2025, in a quiet neighborhood within North York County, Pennsylvania, a Ring doorbell camera picked up something peculiar. A person walked onto a front porch, carrying a large, empty cardboard box. But what made it chilling wasn't the box, it was the figure behind it. The person wore a handmade paper plate mask, decorated with flower petals. Behind it, their voice whispered into the camera,
"I am the Box Demon. I leave you this gift. This box is a gift for you."
The message echoed strangely before the figure disappeared into the darkness. The video went viral overnight, across Reddit and horror forums. People compared the mask to Pennywise, with its drawn-on grin and petals, likening it to the Roblox character Dandy. By noon, Northern York County Police had identified and spoken to the person. Officers confirmed there was no public safety threat, no follow-up incident, and that the homeowner did not wish to comment further. Social media exploded with speculation. Some viewers found parallels in performance art. Others felt something darker. But police offered only this: the individual did not intend harm. The case was quietly closed. There were no notes, no threats, no repeat appearances. Just a masked person, a midnight prophecy, an empty box, and a lingering sense. What was left unspoken behind the mask?
An individual in disguise is giving creepy clowns a run for their money.
Police in central Pennsylvania are searching for someone who calls themselves the Box Demon.
It's as terrifying as it sounds. They identified themselves to a homeowner through a ring camera in North York Borough in York County yesterday. The suspicious person wore a homemade paper plate mask and was carrying an empty box.
The homeowner did not recognize the person and does not know what Box Demon refers to. The person left the packaging on the porch and walked away.
Don't come to my house.